While I rarely do review independent movies, I thought I'd do one independent movie for this month. Anyway, it's a film my friend Drew from the Firefly Family podcast had talked about on his channel, which was formerly his and at Devon Graham. So here it is. Here's my review of The House of the Devil. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Doyle, better known as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a review of the 2009 horror flick, The House of the Devil, released by MPI Media Group, directed by Ty West, starring Jocelyn Donahue, Tom Noonan, Mary Woronov, Greta Gerwig, AJ Bowen, and Dee Wallace. The plot concerns a young college student who is hired as a babysitter in an isolated house and is soon caught up in a bizarre and also dangerous series of events as she fights for her life. Now, the film combines elements of both slasher film and haunted house subgenres while using the satanic panic of the 1980s as a central plot element. The film pays homage to horror films of the 70s and 80s, recreating the style of films of that era using film techniques and similar technology to what was used then. Now, the film's opening text claims that it is based upon true events, a technique used in some horror films of that genre, most notably the Amityville Horror and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Anyway, a college student named Samantha Hughes inspects a house she wishes to rent. Well, due to Samantha reminding her of her own daughter, the landlady forgoes a deposit in favor of 1 month's rent in advance. So she's struggling financially, so she takes up a babysitting job for Mr. Ullman and his wife. They ask to meet her but stand her up, unfortunately, later apologizing and offering to pay double the original salary. So Samantha accepts and gets a ride to the remote mansion from her best friend Megan, who is played by Greta Gerwig, who recently directed last year's hit version of Little Women, as well as the movie Lady Bird. But anyway, Mr. Ullman reveals that he does not have any children to be monitored. Although he has one, his son is now grown. The babysitting job is to attend to his wife's ailing mother, whom he refers to as able-bodied. But anyway, Samantha balks but finally agrees when she's offered $400 for the job, a significant increase in her pay. Anyway, when they soon leave the Ullmans, Samantha speaks to Miss Ullman, who tells her that they are from the desert. Anyway, Megan gets stopped by a stranger on the road and is apparently shot by this stranger, and Samantha orders pizza and what have you, listening to a Walkman and just move around the house, check out all sorts of things. But however, a strange occurrence occurs. Anyway, soon she comes across something. Anyway, 3 corpses are shown in one of the rooms, as a matter of fact, with the implication that they are the family in a photograph she looked at, Samantha looked at, and are the true residents of the house. But anyway, she gets into so much of a crisis, even when she's down 911, and explains to the operator it was an accident. And the pizza she orders, unfortunately, had drugs in, and it made her pass out. And then she has been bound and gagged in the center of a pentagram as a lunar eclipse darkens the night sky. Mr. and Mrs. Ullman, along with the stranger who happens to be their son, began a bizarre ritual. and the mother is revealed to be a grotesque witch-like figure, which, believe me, they do something really bad to Samantha, but apparently it's really a shocking experience for this final act and what have you. Now, the movie I think is pretty good and what have you, taking place in the 80s and what have you, but only a slight downside is we get one kill just a few minutes in, but we don't get much more until about an hour and 16 minutes into this movie with a runtime of 95 minutes. But nevertheless, it doesn't really ruin everything. I really thought The House of the Devil was good. But I'm not going to spoil the ending, though. I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all may or may not have heard of this, so I won't tell you how that goes. But overall, I really thought The House of the Devil was pretty good. The film was directed by Ty West, who did a pretty good job. He also was the writer of this and also editor of this. Jeff Grace did the music for this, really good. And the cast was real good too. This actually did get a good response from everyone, so would I recommend The House of the Devil? I would say hell yeah. This is definitely worth looking into. I think you'll really like it. It does have a. They are right. It does kind of pay homage to the old 70s and 80s horror flicks, and that's good. That's something I like. I just never took the time to notice how good this was, and I have to say, I like The House of the Devil. Yeah, don't mind me sounding like a broken record, but it is pretty good. But anyway, I really like the cast as well. I mean, Jocelyn Donahue as Samantha, real good. Tom Noonan as Mr. Ullman. Mary Woronov as Mrs. Ullman. Greg Gerwig as Megan. AJ Bowen as Victor Ullman. And Dee Wallace as the landlady. That's right, you heard me correctly. Dee Wallace, who's certainly no stranger to horror movies, you know. Anyway, and again, Ty West, great job in directing, editing, and writing the story. Enough said. Check out The House of the Devil. You can probably find it on various streaming services, most notably Amazon Prime, which is where I watched it. So anyway, I think it is on. I think it's on Physical Media too. Yeah, it's on Physical Media. I think because I recall Drew showed us a DVD or Blu-ray of that. So, anyway, what are your thoughts on The House of the Devil? Please tell me in the comment section below. If you like this video, click the like button below, and subscribe to my channel too and be a part of the Big D Nation. And don't forget, tomorrow night at 7 o'clock Central is my second horror live stream where I do Nightmare on Elm Street 3 Dream Warriors and Nightmare on Elm Street 4 The Dream Master. I do hope you're ready for that. Anyway, thank you for watching. And if you like this, you can check out some of these other great movies. In the upper left-hand corner, if you want something really satanic from a long ago, see my review of something that takes over a house in the original Amityville horror. In the upper right-hand corner is a real group of sort of satanic type of cult or something like that in Stephen King's Children of the Corn, which I reviewed last year for its 35th anniversary. And of course, the Amityville Horror celebrated its 40th anniversary last year. And in the bottom left-hand corner is, if you want to see some real devilish stuff, see my playlist for The Omen, which I did earlier this year. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., I'm your guy. Thanks again for watching my review of The House of the Devil. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.